First, this video will start with the deadlift form checklist and me just performing a couple reps with the deadlift. After that, the video will dive into dissecting the form of the deadlift. Let's talk about how to set up and execute the deadlift. So what I'm doing here now, I'm walking up to the bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get really close to the bar to start. Next, you can see my feet shuffling there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my feet about hip width apart. Okay? So my feet are about hip width apart, not shoulder width. So sometimes it's okay, people want to go a little bit wider than hip width, but for the standard deadlift, which is what we're teaching here, you want to keep your feet about hip width and you want to keep your feet straight. So the next thing I'm doing here is I'm making sure I'm nice and close to the bar, like I said before. Okay? Alright, next thing I do, now that I know I'm nice and close, I'm setting my shoulder blades back. So I'm not putting them back excessively, I'm just bringing them back to like a good postural position so they're neutral. And now that they're neutral, they're going to stay in that position. Also, notice my hands here. So I'm putting my hands outside hip width, give myself like thumbs distance from my hips. What this will do, it'll give me a good grip at the bottom when I'm going down to grab the bar. So that's what you'll see next. So the next step, I make my way down to the bar by moving at my hips first. Now I'm setting up. Okay, so this, you can see my arms are straight. Your arms should be straight. They should not be bent. Okay, and my knees, they're out just a tiny bit as compared to my feet, but they're not out so wide that they're forcing my arms to bend, and my arms aren't so close that I have to bend my arms around my knees. So my grip is as close as it can be without having to bend my arms and without my knees and or legs being in the way of my arms. Okay? So what I'll do here, I'll take a big breath in and execute the deadlift. All I'm doing here is I'm standing up straight with the bar. I'm exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So you move your hips first, just like the squat, and just stand up straight with the bar. My back is nice and flat right now. It's a little hard to see from this angle. Okay. Now I'll show a couple reps with the improper form. So my grip is so close that my knees are kind of being forced to go in, which is not desirable. On that rep, I went knees forward first, and it forces me to round it around my knees. And now my grip is so close that my legs and arms are in the way of each other again. Inhaling and exhaling. So I'm doing a couple reps with good form here. That's the deadlift from the front view. Okay, so this will go over the side view of the deadlift, demonstrating the same things I went over with the front view. So what I'm doing right here is I'm getting really close to the bar. Remember, that bar should be about against your shins or very close to it. My feet are about hip width and my toes and feet are straight. Alright, watch my upper back here. So right there, all I did was just set my shoulder blades back a little bit. I didn't put them back excessively. So I'll go forward. Alright, so that's just kind of my standing position, which isn't the greatest posture. Then what I'm doing is I'm bringing them back to make sure they're in a good fixed posture, and that's how they're going to stay. Okay. Next, setting my hands outside my hips, and now I'm moving my hips first. Everyone see that? We're going to rewind. Okay, so watch. Hips go back. Hips go back first. Then I bring my chest down. Alright. Now I'm setting up. So what you're going to see right now, I'm trying to get my back flat. I'm trying to set so that my weight is toward my heels but my shoulder is just slightly in front of the bar. So see that slight angle from my shoulder to the bar where my hands are? That's what you want. Your shoulders should be slightly over and in front of the bar. And now that's not because I'm pushing my chest over the bar. It's because that the bar is so close to my shins and my hands are on that bar that it's allowing this to happen. Okay? You'll also see I kind of have this triangle shape right here, right? This play button shape. So I want to get my back as flat as I can, and my butt, I got to sit it down just low enough to still allow me to have my shoulders in this position. So if I sit my butt down too low, what will happen is my shoulders will get back, and then I'll be in an angle like that as compared to the bar. So we don't want that. So I take a big breath in, push against the earth like I'm pressing the earth away. That's what I like to think of. Get my back nice and flat. Exhale, drive. Good. So I'll start demonstrating some reps with improper form. So that was a good one. So now I'm on my toes. See how my shoulders went back? So that's what I was trying to iterate before. So if you sit your butt down too low, and if your weight gets on your toes too much, right? So now I have that downward angle. My shoulder's behind. My butt is down too low. You don't want your butt too high, but you don't want your butt down too much either. And it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see the space underneath my heel there. So that's showing that my weight is toward my toes too much. Alright? And then I have to round it around my knees, which is undesirable. Same thing on the way down, right? You don't want to round it on your knees on the way down. So that's an example of butt too high. That's a stiff leg deadlift. And now the bar is too far away from me. So even though that my body was kind of set up right, if the bar is too far away, it's going to put too much on your back. Okay. And there. So what I did at the top was I just rifled my shoulder blades back, which you do see sometimes. So watch it again. Right? So you don't want that. Keep your arms straight. Keep your shoulder blades fixed. And now the infamous dog taking a dump while you're standing up. So keep that back flat. There you go, and that's the deadlift. Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about different grips we can use for the deadlift. So right now I'm just using a normal forward grip. Both hands down, palms facing in. Make sure you keep your arms straight, remember. So next what I'm doing, a switch grip or an alternated grip. So as you can see, I have one hand is in, other one's facing out. The big thing here is if you look at my elbow, my left elbow, so if you're looking at me then it's the elbow to the right, make sure you're not bicep curling it at the same time. Okay, so you want to keep your arms straight and keep things as symmetrical as possible, so don't twist your body while you're doing this either. Okay. The switch grip or the alternating grip will help you lift more weights when your hands start to get too tired to hold on to the weight you're deadlifting. That switch grip allows you to hold on to that bar.